Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new Success Lab podcast episode with Tim and Christoph. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Christoph.
We have beautiful topics today prepared. Before we start into it, we have to announce that we have now a brand new Instagram page where we can connect and where you guys can give feedback. It's called Success_Lab_podcast, isn't it?
It is. So we were gonna put down the link into the description as well.
Yes. And Success Lab podcast, we are posting every 2 weeks on a Monday. So you guys can listen to it while going to work, while commuting to the school, or presenting it in the school. I think this should be a fixed lecture in every school on this whole world.
Yeah, just talk about it whenever it comes up, talking with everyone. That's the perfect way to go.
Yes, let's help each other out. Beautiful topics today, because I think it's very dominant in our worlds right now, especially in yours, because you are actually normally from Austria. So you were born in Austria. I think we didn't mention it before, but now you are where?
I'm in Seoul, South Korea.
In South Korea. That's far away. What
Yes,
are you doing there?
So I'm doing an exchange semester. That's actually my second one in my life base. Yeah. And right now I'm studying abroad, and yeah, just trying to be in a totally different environment away from Austria.
Did you seek to be away from Austria? So do you want to go away from something, or do you want to go towards something?
Yeah. So that's kind of like the thing why I really think this is a very important and super interesting topic to talk about, because I really love this exchange experience, because we sometimes get like stuck in a normal and routinous like way of living, or like going to university or job, whatever, in your home country, and you don't see a lot. You don't feel, I mean, I guess you can see like online stuff, how other people live their lives, but you don't like experience like life how it could be somewhere else in a totally different environment with a totally different culture. So that's why I'm always, since I did my first exchange in the United States when I was 17, I really wanted to do something else again. So I now decided, for like last year, I guess, it was actually pretty fastly happening, everything. And then I thought, okay, I want to do another exchange, because I have done that in the past, and it was so good for me. And I really developed as a person like amazingly when I was like 17. I was very unsocial, I would say. And it really changed my behavior and my way to live, actually. And I got to know the American, like high school lifestyle, and then people, and socialize more, going to like after school, going to clubs, or like going to do stuff with people, and yeah. So that was really cool. And now I'm like, I want to do something else. I want to go to another different culture. And I thought, okay, I need to go to Asia, to somewhere in Asia. And then I thought about the possibilities there, and like which countries would be interesting, also from a like career perspective, or like just like interesting economy. And obviously like Japan, South Korea, China, Singapore were like on the list. And in the end, I decided for South Korea in Seoul, and I got into a very good university, Korea University. So and it has been fun since then.
Let's go back quickly to the first exchange experience you had in America. I have to say, we went to the same school, a higher technical school in Austria, and all the teachers described you as very calm and very smart guy, but not the most outgoing person. So you were very like in the back, and you do your homework on time, neatly, but that's it. And I guess that changed a lot after the exchange semester, but I think only in the positive way, isn't it? What are the circumstances there?
Yeah, I hope so. It's funny because that you bring this perspective. I like to hear that. That's really interesting and funny. So yeah, we went to the school together, and I think that's true to most of the part. Like I was more calm, and yeah, I think it just opened up it definitely opened up like perspectives. Like I had a totally new perspective, and I just opened up as a person. So I really needed that, or like I think it was good for me. Let's put it that way. And yeah, I became more social and more maybe a little bit more extroverted as well. So I would think so, because in the end, like even this is like a unique, like this is my situation, right? This is like what this is like unique from my my experience and my situation. But like I think everyone who does some sort of exchange semester experience, he or she will be confronted with new situations, which in the end you will have to be you have to step up in some ways and maybe be more extroverted and more open-minded, because it is about seeing new things that maybe you're not used to do. That makes sense.
So now how many weeks, how many days are you already in Korea?
Oh, so I got here 1st of August. We have end of September soon.
Yeah.
So
Almost 2 months, right?
Almost 2 months, yeah.
So you've created already some kind of routine. You lived a little bit more into the feel a little more comfortable in the Korean culture, right? I want to go into to one point, right?
Yeah. So I do. I'm definitely already very comfortable, like with my daily life here, so to say. And university has already begun, like since beginning of September, so I already know my way. But it's still more it's more easy going than it was in Austria for me, because it's also less like workload here, since like I was studying and working in Austria, and now I paused my work for half a year, which is also pretty like cool. And it's also something like maybe we can talk about, because like it's also a change of like my whole like lifestyle in that sense.
Going back, I would love to compare the two abroad experiences, America and Korea. And there's also a bit of a age difference between you in America and you now. What is a core difference in how you approach the semester abroad in Korea?
And core difference in what way?
Meaning how much more outgoing you are, how your strategies are that you connect, how big is the motivation to go party or more something else? Because I can really imagine, I didn't do a semester abroad. I've never been to a university outside of Austria for the purpose of learning, only for looking and watching. And I would expect that in a young age, I would love to have fun. But now, because you go out of your career, out of your work life into an exchange semester, that there is also always an orientation towards success. And growth mindset didn't stop in Austria, but it's proceeding into Korea. How is this implementing in Korea?
Oh yeah, I like this question a lot. So first of all, you're totally right. Like in Austria, I structure my life a lot very let's say like efficient, or like productive, or whatever you want to put it. And I really liked it. Like I didn't go party too much, because I also I really like the gym, and I kind of like I have this feeling of like it will kill my gains and stuff. So like alcohol is bad, like alcohol is bad.
We can we can read the message you sent me like last week about going to party, but that's another point afterwards.
Yes, no, I didn't go to party, so yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking about but the gains are more important. So, but in the end, like I was very structured, and had like my routines and stuff, and also I didn't have too much like a place to like do so much like, let's say, young fun stuff, because like I was working full time and was studying. and then also had like some other like projects going on. So there's not so much time in the end. So, and yeah, so that's actually what changed here. And so I basically, I see it myself, that I have the chance here, or like the opportunity to be like young again one more time, because like after like finishing the studies, yeah, I'm not sure if this semester, like this opportunity, I will have like similar to that in the close future, like again, in that way, because right now I'm, let's say, only studying, and it's not that bad actually. Like I still have a lot of free time. I can do like this podcast and can do other projects on the side. And yeah, I can just try out new things. And I actually put down, that's why I was laughing before, like, because like I put down like a short, like a sheet, like of vision sheet for me, like what my vision here is, because I'm always like someone who thinks you should have the intention of what you want to achieve, the intention of what you want to do in mind, because otherwise, how do you know where you're going? You need like a compass to steer the ship, right? Like otherwise you wouldn't sail the right direction. So I put down this sheet, and yeah, I wrote down like my main things I want to like achieve here, or the main things like I'm here for. And it's basically about like having new experiences. So I put down, yeah, I want to like have new experiences, want to have fun, and try out new things. That's like basically the main aspect of that, right? And I just try to live like in a more relaxed way, if that makes sense, compared to like in Austria. So that's kind of the journey for me, which is also very important, because I'm very like structured and very strict with stuff usually. So I kind of want to change it up here, and like try purposely doing the kind of the opposite, or like trying the other side.
You still have some core things that you don't want to give up in Korea?
Yeah, so I actually also put down here. So by the way, Christoph doesn't know
No, I
about
really didn't
that.
know.
He literally but he kind of asks like the question what is in front of me. So I put
Smart.
down like we just know each other that
Yes.
well, right? So the first block is kind of my why. That's kind of what I just explained. Then I have like 3 kind of rules or something, and then I have like my habits I wanna still do. There's only 3, and then I have negotiable habits, which are just like, okay, if I have time, if not, it's also fine.
Okay.
And then 1 goal in the end. So the habits that I really like, I still like want to do, like kind of must habits, are sport, meditation, and reading. So those 3 things I do daily. But everything else is kind of more like, yeah, I'm here to have fun. I want to try out new things. I want to try out going to party a little bit more. Maybe I enjoy it. I mean, I do enjoy it, but it's always like a question of like, what do you yeah, like a balancing thing, right? So
And how do yeah, that's also quite interesting for me. How is the lifestyle for your colleagues who are also in the same situation but maybe behave in a different way?
Colleagues here, right? Here in Korea.
Let's say also people who are studying abroad.
Yeah. So from what I know, the people here, the so I'm a little bit older than most of them. So I think that's a big difference. And usually the average exchange student here, it's his or her first time doing something like this.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big difference, because that was my first time in the United States, was also a totally different experience, and obviously because of the culture, but also because I was younger. So right now I'm like this whole drinking and partying stuff thing, like they really want to like party and stuff, like the most of the international students. And I like that, but I'm not that interested so much. Like I really want to like, it's more important for me to know Korean people and know like how the Koreans work and stuff. That's and hang out with them. But a lot of internationals, they want to like go clubbing and stuff, because clubbing is not something like Koreans don't go clubbing that much. They more like go like eating and drinking, and then drinking again, and then that's it. So that's one difference. Because since I'm kind of like older and I already lived through that, I'm not that interested in that anymore.
Interesting. So I
What do
also
you
heard
think
that
about that?
in the age of 28 or something, so the people I met in this world, at 28, there's another surge in energy and motivation to go party again. Let's see.
Oh, Interesting.
We both
Let's
have
see.
3 years left until we're 28. So
yeah. Now about this question, now I'm also interested about you. How is your like motivation to go partying, and how has it been the last years? Like, was there like periods where it was more interesting for you? And how is it right now?
outside of Austria or now in Austria?
In general for you, like
In general,
partying.
I think I'm a little more clear with my motivation to go out and go party. I think it didn't change in the last years. So because I've also graduated from a technical school in Vienna, we are not too much. So the muscle of socialization and stuff is not that strong for engineers, I have to say.
Yeah,
so that's why I had to develop the muscle from the ground up afterwards in university, in economical and university. Yeah, so I didn't have this phase of 17 years old going to party and collecting experiences with other people, with the opposite gender, with friends, with alcohol, and with partying. Yeah, and so it was quite a steady progress with especially like university parties, which I liked a lot. So the clubbing itself was never quite interesting for me. I think I really like to have a special occasion for something. So if one person is graduating, we gonna go out and we do something what they like, and then we can celebrate this person. So we have a purpose. Just to go on Thursday night because it's the most popular day for Volksgarten, one club in Austria, in Vienna. That's not purpose for me. I just go in there and I think, yeah, what am I doing here? But if another person has some successful thing to celebrate, then we celebrate. And I really have to say that I don't really care if we celebrate in a club, in a bar, in a restaurant, at home. Even though I have to say that home parties are most fun because it's like comfortable.
I agree.
You are at somebody's home, not your home. First rule of home party: don't be the host of a home party. That's very selfish. But it's like you get to experience and you get to know new friends, new people. And I also have to say that most like stronger friendships that develop through outside didn't develop in a club, but developed in a deep talk after the club, or in the restaurant before the club, or in a home party. Or like that's how like deep and meaningful relationships are formed, not while bumping and dancing. I love music.
Yeah,
not really.
I agree. I really like the point of like having the purpose of going to celebrate something.
Yeah,
it makes it way more real, or like just actual, like a thing. And then secondly, I actually do prefer home parties. Like I really like the comfortable part, and it's just like you're in your own, and you're just with like the friends you know, and you invited them, and it's not like other people around.
Yeah,
even though that could be fun, right? That's also important, like a very important aspect. But I really like enjoy the home party, or like the more calm parties, like also like in a like a bar restaurant or something. Yeah.
And you said that in Korea they do go more into restaurants and bars than in clubs, right? The cultures.
Exactly. So it's actually talk with the one Korean buddy the other day about that. Yeah. So a lot of Koreans, or at least in this bubble I'm talking to right now, they don't like going like to real clubs that much. Or he haven't even tried it. Like my buddy has never gone to like a club in his life.
How old is he?
He's 23. Yeah, he's 23.
Okay, so still also quite similar.
Yeah, so, and he has never gone to a club. They usually like they go drinking a lot. Like they go to restaurants, that's normal, and then drink just soju or beer. So somek is like soju and beer. So that's the typical thing. And then there's a second round usually, and a third round, but it's also like just drinking. One other thing is also you can't just order drinks. You usually also eat something. That's like in most of the restaurant bars, because there's yeah, I mean there is bars, but like you have to go to like the bar area, and then you can only drink like cocktails or something. But in like normal areas, there's like restaurants and then bar restaurants, but you still like order food.
That's so much more healthy. Like drinking on an empty stomach, that's the worst thing you can do.
Right?
Cannot
Yeah.
process it. Yeah. Koreans have figured it out, I have to say.
Yeah. The only thing that kind of like I'm kind of missing here is the thing I just talked about with the home parties, because they don't have space here, right? Like there is nothing like, okay, let's go to my place and let's do like a board game night, or like just talk and drink. That's like, I like to do that at home.
Yeah.
Like I have a living room, so I can invite people. I'm gonna do that when I come back to Austria, definitely.
I would be mad if you won't.
Yeah, there will be like a home party, definitely, like I'll come back.
Good old.
So yeah, we don't have that here. So that's something I'm kind of missing, yeah.
I have to write down some notes because there is a lot of input for this.
Oh.
How is the culture about karaoke?
Oh, yeah. I actually only went once yet. So that's I went there once with my American friends. I've not gone with the Korean buddies. I will do that at some point. So I can't talk to you too much about it. I know it is very popular and it's very fun. So probably the best thing is to get like Koreans in there, because like they can read all of the things in the karaoke machine. We kind of struggled at the beginning, so that was difficult. So but yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I tried it and I definitely want to do it again.
If we talk about the purpose in going out, but zooming out a little bit, the purpose in your exchange semester, in your time being outside of Austria, did you form it before? Do you form
The
it right
purpose?
now? Yes, your purpose. And how's it going with that?
So I assume you're talking kind of like the purpose I was just talking before, the why and like the
Yes.
Yeah. So some of it I knew before, and I like obviously the part of like why doing an exchange semester is great, because you can like have a totally new environment. You can kind of leave all of the, let's say, like the things that you worry about usually in your daily life kind of behind. So I really like that, and that was intentional. Maybe it sounds drastic, I don't know, but I really like, I'm an overthinker, I have to admit. So I do, and people know that, so my friends do know that. So I usually think a lot about basically everything. So about like my job, my career, my university, friends, family, and stuff. So there is all of those things basically that kind of like I'm overthinking. And my intention was to just kind of leave all of that behind in Austria. Like I like in a very like over exaggerated way, I kind of said, okay, I don't care about friends, family, university, and stuff, because I can literally just like take a break of that. I mean, obviously, I'm staying in contact with friends and family, but also not too much, right? I like purposely want to like and take a kind of a break of like everything. So that was the intention before, and then when I was here, I thought about it again and kind of like have like written down like why, like how I want to like achieve that, and what do I want to do here, like the thing with trying out new things. That's kind of something that came up here, and then I wrote down like my goal is to come back and like kind of come back as this chiller Tim, because I'm kind of chiller Tim here, so not too much overthinking, which is super
that.
cool. You can't, right? so I hope when I come back, I take it with me, and then I'll just come back as chiller Tim, and I don't worry so much about everything, because that's really going well here. There is not so much to worry. It's just a nice semester. I have cool friends. I just do my work at university, have fun, do this podcast, do the stuff I like to do, try out new things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So how did you already change? The chiller Tim from the overthinking Tim.
I
How
did.
do we
Yeah,
how
yeah.
do we see that?
Here I did change, definitely. So I definitely would say that yeah, just I take things calmer, and there is not so much things to worry about. I mean, to be honest, it could also be that I meditate more. So I think that's also something to take into account. It's not only the exchange semester, but I think it's also a big part, just a different environment. And in the end, like coming to a new environment for everyone, like if you go to Brazil right now, you don't have anything with Brazil, I assume. Like there's nothing, like you don't know people there. So if you start your life there, obviously you're gonna have like challenges of like, I don't know, documents and study, but there's no like drama. There's nothing like to worry about there, like because you haven't like build up anything to worry about. Let's put it that way. And yeah, and that's kind of here. You kind of can start from the scratch, if that makes sense.
That really hit me. There's nothing built that you can worry about.
Oh yeah.
So that was something you said. So props to you.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Because of course I also heard this perspective from other people, or also my time out of Austria while traveling, that you're not that worried about. But the way you said it was kind of reflecting with me that you didn't build anything that you could worry about. So you're there, okay, but it's nothing there. And also Brazil, quite
And
interesting. I would love to go to
it
Brazil.
is. I will go the next year actually.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. You can come with me.
Yeah, I'm
But one
self-employed. I
thing.
don't have.
Oh yeah, we'll just go there.
Yes.
I like that you pointed that out, because I didn't like purposely like think about this phrase, but it is literally like people, we all build stuff to worry about. We build drama because like you like nothing, there is nothing to worry about usually. Like if you think about like the Zen way of thinking, or like Taoism or something, like
Yes.
there is nothing to worry about. Everything is perfect, right?
Especially
It's
when you
just
don't own anything.
exactly, yeah. If you don't own anything, it's even better. But still, if you own stuff, usually the mind, you build the construct of worrying about something, or you want something, and that makes it bad or whatever.
Yes, a year-long relationship. Or let's go to the extreme. I'd love to go to the extreme. If you are getting robbed right now, not that big of a deal compared to when it's in Austria, right? Because you don't have a lot of things there.
That's true. That's true. Right? Yeah.
And of course,
I
also
mean,
the family and the friendships, which are just formed like they're 2 months old. Let's be honest, right?
that's also true. Like, even though that might sound a little bit like harsh, but in the end, it is true. Like, even if like friendships here don't work out, oh, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah. So you can just like, it's kind of beautiful if you think about it that way. It's kind of like
Yes.
a practice area, like a life in your life where you can just do whatever you want
Yeah.
without any like without too much thinking, right?
Yes.
And if you actually take that to Austria, or to the place we got from, like to your home place, you should probably take this mindset with you. And that's what I will do that. I will try to do that, because in the end, it's still the same, right? Like we worry too much. So I'll definitely take that with me.
Yeah.
All right, Christoph. So we talked a lot about my exchange here and in the United States back then. But I also know that you did a lot of traveling in recent year. So I'm very interested in, first of all, why did you travel? Because honestly, like we talked about it, but maybe you can just talk about like what was actually the number one reason.
Yeah.
I don't even know
So
if I could answer that. And secondly, if you also went through like some sort of like meta changes, like I kind of described with my personality and outgoingness, like did anything change?
oh, that's a hard question. Well, the easier question answered first. So the beginning of the idea of spending some time outside of Austria was that I wanted to go. So I was accepted to do an exchange semester in Thailand in my university studies, but it was prolonged 3 times because of corona pandemic. And that's why I also finished quite late my bachelor's degree, and I didn't go abroad. So after 3 times of extending the date where I can come to Thailand, I threw everything away and I said, okay, I don't care. I will finish this degree as fast as possible. Okay, and work full time, but that's a different story. So yeah, and then like this year in January 2023, I finished my bachelor thesis, and the idea came up. Yeah, okay, I really have the hunger of exploring the world. If it's not possible to do it with an academic career, I will just do it by myself and on my own. And that's why that's also my intro of when people want to get to know me. So what happened in the last year? And I said, okay, in January I cut all the strings loose. So I had 3 jobs. I quit all of them, which are
Nice.
I have to say quite good positions. I finished my bachelor degree. I broke up with my girlfriend. And that all those 3 things were like, okay, now I'm loose. I will go traveling now. And I just bought a one-way ticket to Thailand to, of course, also reconnect with my family. So I'm half Thai. So the other half of my family, which I haven't seen in 12 years, is still in Thailand. So that's a long time. Yeah, right. And that's why I went to Thailand first. And of course, spent a lot of time with my grandmother and my aunt and my whole family, which I really missed. And it was also the first time that I really went there by myself, so that I was a grown-up person there, with whom you can have normal conversations. Before that, I also was a big boy. I was 14 years old or something like this. And but it was with my family, with my mom, with my dad. My mom can speak the language flawlessly. My father can organize all this stuff, right? And I was just baggage, coolest baggage in the world, but I was just like, yeah, on their leg, drawn to every attraction there is in Thailand and in other destinations. And the first time I engaged conversations with my grandmother, for example, I organized myself some stuff. I did choices where I had to spoon out the cup by myself, and get to be okay with the with the things that went out of this thing. And yeah, it was quite interesting. So
you kind of had to grow up.
I had to freaking grow up. Yes.
Yeah.
Live by my decisions. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So when I say I want to travel to this destination, that's the strategy where I want to go there. And it was fricked it up. Then I was the only one who suffered from it.
Right.
But then I can also not blame anybody else, but just me. And that was a very good feeling I had, even though I suffered a lot. Yeah. So a quick overview. I spent 2.5 months in Thailand, traveling there to the south. I'm diving a little bit, like the normal beach life, but I wasn't on the beach. I was just diving there and swimming there. And then also exploring the north with a lot of mountains. The highest point of Thailand is not really high, especially for us Austrians, but I've been to the highest point in Thailand. And I've also been 2 weeks in a monastery. And and I've been there for 2 weeks in total, which was also quite life-changing. And then afterwards, also very spontaneously, I went to Vietnam for a month, and then 1 month to Indonesia, and then also 2 weeks more in Thailand again to reconnect with my family, and my mother visited me there.
So altogether was like 5 months?
Five-ish, yes.
5-ish months. Okay.
life-changing experience. Now I'm back.
Okay, so you said life-changing experience.
Yes.
Can you point out like what changed?
I really have to say that quite similar to you, I experienced the chill Christoph for the first time. Because there is nothing to worry about.
Right, yeah.
And also like a personal development. So that was quite interesting because most of other backpackers had the same experience as me. If you enter a new city every day or a new room, then you go there, the people perceive you as a white paper. They don't know you. It is fully okay. A really cool example is in the monastery, I shaved my head completely, and it was quite, I wasn't used to it, and I did it in a very weird way. So I shaved my head completely in Vietnam. I was traveling with my motorbike, and I said, okay, I really want to do this. Let's do this. I go to a farm. A big area, was quite hot, 40 degrees Celsius, and I sat under a tree and I took the razor, electric razor, and shaved off my head. I was squatting down there and shaving off my head. It was really, really weird, but I was quite proud of myself. But then afterwards, of course, I wasn't used to have a bald head, and then I went to the next hostel. And I was really embarrassed because I didn't have a mirror, so there were some hair left on there. It was really weird, and I entered there, and the people didn't judge me because they never have seen me. It could be normal. I could have a condition. It could be my hairstyle. I could not care. I could be mentally disabled, so I would be perceived as pretty. So I went there and we had a lovely conversation. And afterwards, like 2 days afterwards, I told them, guys, when I met you the first time, I was so embarrassed with my hair. And then I, of course, cleaned it up. And they said, how should we judge you? We have no idea what it is. And this is such a profound and strong experience that you get every day, that the people don't judge you. You can do whatever you want, and you are going to do whatever you want. In Austria, we can also do whatever we want, but we don't do it.
That's true.
We give ourselves the pressure, ourselves, not the other people. We do it ourselves. And that's why, this experience was life-changing. But I have to say, it was a skill that I developed abroad. And I, of course, wanted to take it with me to Austria because it's a healthy lifestyle and the most chill I've ever been. I have to say that this version of myself stayed outside of Austria. So it is so hard to take those advantages and integrate them into your daily life. And now I have a daily life again, also after 2 months. And I still get peer pressure. It's really hard to. There's a real I will send it to you afterwards. That this version of you, this will stay outside forever, and every time you go outside, you get this personality. But when you go back to your normal life, you stay in some kind of version, the Christoph that you have been before.
That's sad.
Of course, I changed. Maybe you see some differences of me, but of course I changed.
No, you definitely changed. Like, I mean, definitely you changed, and I think to the better. Like, I think you're more motivated to pursue your goals. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
So I think you're definitely more focused. Like you know where to go right now, and you're pursuing those things. You're motivated, have energy. So I think that's very good. Like that has changed.
I have to say that the purpose of my traveling was to find my purpose in life. and to find a career
Okay.
I would like.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward, I didn't succeed, right? I came back
Mm.
to Austria in July, and this month, also the other friends perceived me that way and saw me that way. I was the biggest mess I've ever been. Before that, I had some kind of idea, and I denied some job offers because I have a bigger purpose. I know what I'm doing. It freaked me out. I woke up every day without a purpose, right? And I also got really stressed in the end of traveling. So when a date to come back to Austria was fixed and the ticket was bought, then I really invested a lot of time in some brainstormings and mind maps, and I really need to find my purpose now. It didn't. Fast forward 1.5 months afterwards, this is like a month ago, I kind of found my purpose in life. And it is thanks to the traveling. So if another person is doing the same experience, it is good, and your subconscious is working, but it didn't stop when I stopped traveling. So I didn't get something in return, a grade or something from the exam, but I had to work a little bit more or to think a little bit more, 1 month more. And then I had the thing that I wanted, which is my purpose.
All right. So there's a bunch of interesting things you just said. So first of all, you said that the Christoph, that the chiller Christoph, he kind of stayed abroad.
Yeah.
So I thought that's kind of interesting for me to think, because I'm now in this situation where I'm like trying to take this chiller Tim with me. So let's see how it will go. But obviously, kind of gives me like a maybe maybe it doesn't work like that.
I mean, you can orient it on it, because okay, this Tim is floating around in Korea somewhere. Maybe with some binoculars, you can look at him and think, okay, this Tim is doing this and this. Maybe I can implement it in my own way.
Yeah, I think
if we possible,
go,
of course.
I think so. Like if we go about it with like intention and like really want to attract this version, I think we can change, and we kind of have like a blueprint. If it's like if we did this experience here in Thailand or like in Southeast Asia, either in South Korea, we will have developed this blueprint, and then it's about us to integrate it. And maybe, and I can totally see it will not be like 100% the same, right? Like it makes sense because it's just a totally different environment, but you will definitely learn something. So I really want to try that.
So we developed an MVP, right? A prototype, minimum viable product, something there that we can see,
and then we can build upon us
a concept car.
Yeah, and then we can construct it in Austria.
Yes.
Go to Red Bull and race it. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, we cannot implement all the design elements because it's not allowed in Austria. But like the idea, we can implement it in Austria.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, let's see how that goes. I'm very interested to talk about this again when it is time for me. But I still have time, so let's see how my exchange will go.
Let's see how long you stay in Korea. It could be even longer.
Maybe it's gonna be longer.
I wish.
And the second thing I'm really interested about talking about is the purpose in life thing, because I asked you about what's the purpose of your travel, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like and I'm talking about our generation now, like just like 20, 25-year-olds, we think more about purpose in life than like our parents, maybe. That's what that's my perception, at least. And yeah, a lot of like my friends and also your friends, some of them, like they are like kind of looking for the purpose in life right now. They went travel there, they tried out this, they like, it's more of like trying out things, trying out jobs, looking for the right thing. So yeah, do you have any like thoughts, advice?
I have to say that especially the comparison to older generations, that they didn't have I think they have the option, but they didn't name it that way. For them, it is completely normal to do what they want to do. And also in contrast, they know how to make sacrifices, may it be a boring job, but therefore also going on hikes like my grandfather. I was talking yesterday to my grandfather for a long time. And yeah, he is living his best life, especially now. He's traveling the world. He has been to Alaska last month for 2 weeks and is doing photography safaris, and has been to Africa a lot of times, Cape Town and South America. It has been everywhere. And yeah, that's what he did. But as a sacrifice, I have to say, for me, it would be quite of a boring job at Vienna Public Transport company, where he had a good position. But it was he didn't change his job.
But he's doing that in his retirement now, right? Like this traveling and stuff.
He's 80 years old, so yeah, it doesn't work anymore.
Because I do think we have more opportunities right now that our like parents and grandparents didn't have when they were 20 to like pursue in career. And there's more jobs that leave you with flexibility of, like, for example, traveling and doing job, and just like even like COVID changed the way how things work, and now there's more online work and stuff. So I do think we have more opportunity, and people want to explore these possibilities.
And I think,
so I do think that factors in. Yeah.
And I think the main difference between a fulfilled life 50 years ago to a fulfilled life now is that we have the additional option of combining career and free time and fulfillment. 50 years ago, they didn't try to find fulfillment in their career and in their job, but outside of their career. And people like you and me, we want to do something that fulfills us and betters the world and stuff like that. Yeah, so it is not an option to do not meaningful work. We want to be have a purpose, have a good impact in the world, and yeah, fulfill our dreams. And that's all in one bucket. Yeah, because I am not planning to retire. I want to find one thing that I want to work until I'm dead.
Until I die, right? Yes. Yeah. So, do you think the approach of like working like something that society gives you, kinda, you don't enjoy so much, but you find your purpose out of work? Is that a way to go? Like, how do you look about it?
I have experienced it more and more in life, that not everybody is thinking like we do. And they would be so yes. I also thought, I have the solution. Guys, listen to me. Be like me. No, right? Unfortunately,
not everyone thinks the same.
Some people really want a simple job, and the 2 weeks in Greece or Croatia with an all-inclusive package, or you go on a big boat for 2 weeks. You're getting stuffed with, of course, delicious food. You're getting carried from one church to the other, and that's the 2-week holiday which you have every year. And in exchange for maybe a little less holiday is that you don't have a lot of stress in your work, and you are excited for the family celebrations, and that's it. And they would be overwhelmed with 7 digits on a bank account.
True. And also, like, money is not. You wouldn't.
I would. It would be completely fine for me.
It would be fine, I guess. Yeah. I mean, money is not that important to be happy, I think. Like,
yes,
I do. I don't think money is like the thing to strive for.
For me, money is options. and I want as many options and possibilities I want.
So you do want a lot of money?
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, interesting. I do think I have changed a little bit, and I liked. It sounds weird to say that, but yeah, I liked to have money. I don't know, like what you just said.
Oh,
But I
I'd
do
like to
think
have
I've
no money.
changed.
I want to be like broke.
No, obviously I want money, right? But I do think that now I don't value it so much anymore, because I feel like there's way more important things to be happy and in peace, and they don't have anything to do with money, but more of the way how you think about life. So maybe it's also from like kind of like the more Zen and Buddhist perspectives. I'm like more interested nowadays, since I read a few books. So maybe that's also something that goes into that.
Mm-hmm. I think I have found a more healthy relationship with money. And I have to say that my career had a big jump when I didn't see money as a necessity, but it still didn't change as a high priority or a high goal. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm not really focused in money, but I know that when I proceed the way I'm doing, I will have a lot
That's
of
true. Yeah.
options and a lot of freedom.
I actually kind of similar to what you just said. I told one friend one time, like, I'm not worried about making money, because I know when I do what I want, like what makes me happy, or like if I do something that I'm good in, like I will never have problem with money. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I guess we can be super like proud and happy to be like that, like living in that country where this is like a normal thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Like if you do the thing you're good at and you're passionate about, you will probably not have like issues. So I told that to a friend. Yeah.
And also a different perspective. I think if money is the most important thing we have in life, we would know a strategy where we could get rich, like right now. So a lot of students, I have every week a new class of like 40 students who just want to get rich. And they always ask me, okay, how do I get rich? And I give them a roadmap. That's very easy. I give them an industry and I tell them, do this, 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 and then you're rich. But we don't do this, right? We don't make the way or go the way which gives us the most amount of money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right.
I don't like focus, because that's not the main goal. Like money is probably going to be a byproduct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like you're not gonna enjoy doing what you don't like to do, right? Like,
yes,
you need to like it. It needs to be like your purpose, kind of. And like that's also the connect to the thing we talked before. Like, we want to find our purpose, maybe through traveling, and then we can implement it and live our purpose, and then you probably will make money out of it if you're not like, if you're kind of smart about it. You should. So yeah, I think money is not that important. Actually, one quote that I just heard the other day was, people are very cheap with money and very generous with time, but it should be the opposite way. It should be, you should be super cheap on time and very generous on money. And I totally agree. It's kind of ridiculous if you think about it, right?
It is. And it's such a meaningful quote. Thank you very much for this. And I think we should let it swirl around in our brain for today and tomorrow.
We should keep it in mind.
Yes. I mean, how was it in a technical school? Were you a little more money motivated than now?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Let me go to the next point. Is this our quarter life crisis?
Oh.
It's a thing, right? I heard it more and more from other people. There is a thing like quarter life crisis. 25 years old. Hello, we're right.
I'm literally trying. Yeah, we are like quarter. Like if you say we were gonna get 100, okay,
yeah,
that's true, and I've heard it a lot as well. I think it makes sense, like the term also, because like That's kind of like what we talked about before, like that people want to find their purpose when they're like 20, 25. And I think that's kind of like the quarter life crisis, because you get out of university or you get out of school, like depending on your school system in your country. But let's say you kind of like done with that, and the next step would be to get this normal job, but you kind of want to explore other possibilities and want to find that what really resonates with you, and you haven't found it yet. So that's kind of my definition of quarter life crisis. What do you think? Is that the same?
Yeah, I think also the priorities switch. Could it be the partying? Could it be the money? I think the biggest change of me was the money. If I want to go to the subject again, that money isn't the most important thing now, and purpose is more. I heard the comparison, but I don't know it by heart. At like the midlife crisis with 50 years, that you don't want to waste life anymore, and you wasted life, and you want to experience life more. So that's when people do buy a Porsche to feel young again. I will also buy a Porsche, but not when I'm 50.
We can do that.
But before that. With 26, I will buy. Just kidding.
Next year. Let's do that.
And the quarter life crisis is now this purpose pressure, right? Because it's pressure. With 50 years, you say, shit, I'm not old again. I'm not young.
Not young anymore. Yeah.
Not young anymore. That's pressure.
That's pressure.
And with 25, quarter life crisis, you have the pressure of,
what's my purpose?
Yes, and I'm not a child anymore.
True. You can't just goof around, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now all the decisions
that's a good one.
Meaning.
Yeah. Because there's also just you're given a very structured path from the beginning of your life, right? Yes. Like elementary school, middle school, whatever, like high school, and then goes on to university. Like if you want to study, but then after that, there is not so much given forward to you. So you have to make the decision where do you want to go, and you have more freedom. But that comes with this pressure you were talking about, right?
Yeah,
there is pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
The situation I'm in right now, I haven't had so little plan ever, or like a structure given from my family when they asked me, and I didn't tell you for a long time what to do. What are you doing? And I look, no, now I have an answer. Now I have an answer.
True.
But it is
so you are in the are you done with your quarter life crisis?
That's a good question. Maybe there is another wave coming after my America trip, because I worked so hard the last 2 months, like in between my 5 months travel, then 2 months of work, and then I'm traveling again for a month to America.
It's crazy. I'm actually also gonna travel after Korea, but that's another thing. So we want to find this purpose. So
yes,
we have to travel.
This is how we do it. Well, yes, and after America, I think there's another wave of quarter life crisis and pressure coming, because until then my timetable is fully booked, and those structures that I have created are gone again after America. Let's see.
That's true. I kind of, it resonates with me, because it's kind of similar with me. Right now, I don't think about like what I'm doing after my, like I do think about like I have like a plan mapped out, and I think it's a good plan. But I'm not like worrying about it, which sometimes in Austria back then I would have done. So now I'm like, okay, this is mapped out. I'm just doing my thing here, but I'm 100% sure, or like, I mean, that's kind of what I want to do with Chiller Tim, not to, like when I come back to Austria, to worry about this again, because then the things like you just said, it comes closer to the decisions and stuff you want to do, and kind of like implement your purpose of life. So
yes,
yeah,
but there are some consistencies that will stay. One of them is the podcast. We will still have the podcast, where we will talk about the experiences which we have in the second wave of quarter life crisis. We will still do exercise. We will still meditate.
Yes.
I think
I do
we
think
already have some kind of structure.
Yeah. So like if we want to like put some sort of, because we're kind of like talking about this quarter life crisis as like what our experience has been like, and I always want to like point out like what should we do, what can we do, kind of like this solution-ish thing. So if we want to point that out, I think, I'm just thinking right now, I do think the best thing is just to go by it in a very calm and conscious way, and like you just said, like the consistency thing, like kind of improving towards it, and see that you're doing progress, right? You're going closer to your goal, right? And you're also coming closer to knowing exactly what you want and not worrying so much. That's also kind of the name of the game here. And then just staying true to your consistent things, to your habits, and also like this ongoing 1% better each time. I love this, like the compound effect. And then at some point it will just work out. So don't worry about it. So I think that's what I tell myself if I hear this again. What would you tell yourself?
I think the exact same thing. But going to the compounding, you just see up there Monday to Sunday. I'm now writing out like so my biggest skill I want to develop is public speaking and keynote speaking and communication skills. And I now write every day how many hours I invest into the skill. And as we already said, if we invest 15 minutes every day into a skill, then we're gonna be in the top 5% of the world. That's the goal.
That's cool.
Yeah. So just
awesome.
A little side note, but yes, let's keep open what we are going to do after this project. After this big project is filled, right? And we have no idea how it's going to develop.
This project.
Yes, the especially the exchange program. Maybe we just switch locations. When you come to Austria,
yeah,
I will work.
You will go again.
No, I will work in outside, maybe in Thailand, hopefully, somewhere in Asia, and build there my second career. And then when you say I want to go there again, maybe South America, then we switch again. You know?
Yeah, kind of sad, because when you came back to Austria in summer, we only saw each other for 2 weeks until I left. So
yes,
yeah,
but
at some point
we used them hardcore for
we did.
podcasts.
Yeah, we did.
Like
That's
every
true.
week, minimum 1 or 2 podcasts we sat next to each other and recorded that
fun.
stuff. And it was hustler mode on. That helped me a lot.
It was. All right, Christoph, I think we have come to end of this episode, right?
Yes.
So maybe just to our viewership and audience, we greatly appreciate feedback. You can leave us like comments in the Instagram page. Obviously, we would also be happy if you give us a good star ranking in the podcast, in Spotify, and follow us.
It's a little hard, right? To subscribe into our podcast. It would be nice. Spotify.
Yes, follow, give 5 stars, give us feedback. And you can talk about your experience with quarter life crisis. Do you see it differently? Do you have different approaches? Do you have a solution? Maybe you can help us. We would greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
And we will hear you in 2 weeks again.
Yes, you will hear us in 2 weeks again, right?
That's true. Thank you, Christoph.
Perfect. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Really
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.